Catch 'em in the pasture, run 'em in the pen, work 'em on the Sundays, do it all again. Race 'em in the sand, buck 'em in the mud, drip a cowboy's sweat, bleed a cowboy's blood.
I'm Zeke Thurston, 2016 World Champion Saddlebrock Rider, and you're watching The Pepperidge Stewart Show.
That is exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing today. So we are glad you stopped by. Today we're brought to you by Cowpunchers Coffee. We will dive into that here a little bit later with the man himself, Mr. Cowpuncher, Jim Williams. We'll chat with him. We're also going to talk to a certified mental performance coach. That is Katie Hollingsworth. We're going to visit with her later today, too, and talk about the work that she does with rodeo athletes and helping their mental game and some coaching and stuff. So we're going to talk to her about that and see how that goes. We've got some good odd news for you, your favorite odd news stories. Everybody's like, man, we need them odd news stories. Where they at? We got a good one for you. I think we got the best one yet today. Some beef imports. Boy, everybody's talking about the beef market right now and what's going on with the beef. So we'll dive into that just a little bit about some beef stuff. Forward Farms. If you don't know about Forward Farms, you want to check them out. They got some cool stuff happening. We'll show you a little bit of that here in a little bit. They've got some stuff going on. Texas Southwestern Cattle Raiders has got another update for a missing bull. So we're going to see if you know where that bull's at. We got your rodeo news. As always, we'll sprinkle a little bit of that in there too. We'll get that going. But do you watch DVDs? Do you have children that watch DVDs? You want to entertain your kids for a moment? Well, here is your chance. Bring home the Smurfs movie on DVD and 4K now. In this fun, epic adventure, the Smurfs team up with new friends on a daring rescue mission to save Papa Smurf from a league of evil wizards. Buy the film critics are calling pure comedy magic and get over 35 minutes of Smurftastic extras, including new music from Rihanna and more. Available at participating retailers, rated PG from Paramount Pictures. So check that out. Check that out if you're inclined to watch a little bit of cartoon action. But what we're going to do right now, we're going to talk, let you guys check this out. This is from Forward Farms TV. It's called Ranching the Land, the Cattle, and the Future. They've got a pretty good deal that they're doing. We want you to check this out and come back. We'll talk about it.
I enjoy the mornings when I can watch the sun come up over the backs of the cattle and look at them chewing their cud and coming to the feed, and so that's the motivation for me. Tyler Morgan, I'm head of the beef operation. I help place cattle and grow the cattle and help decide sort when the cattle are ready to go. The run the operation is it's really just passion of being around cattle and doing what you like every day. You know, there's some aspects that it isn't always the best, but overall I'm always in the win column, so that's why I do it. I enjoy it. I think we would be in a better place for the atmosphere, the ground, the farms, the ranchers. I think we would be in a lot better place if there were more people involved and still doing smaller family farms. We were trying to do something that would be what we would want our families to eat, That's kind of first. You know, there's the commodity way, and this niche market is more from farm to table. For us to make some beef that is natural, that doesn't have the hormones, that doesn't, you know, affect the environment like some of the other operations, that was something that we just naturally were drawn to, along with there wasn't a lot of other people doing it. It's not a secret what we do. We tell the whole story. You know, we're trying to help the other ranchers and farmers by proving this out and letting them know that by doing this, it is a profitable business, but it's also a better way for the earth and the consumers.
All right, so check that out. Check them out. You can look them up at forwardfarmusa.com. You can learn more about their beef operation there, and you can even purchase beef right there from their website. So check them out and eat beef. Speaking of eating beef, we're going to talk some beef. And you can't have beef without having coffee, so you got to have one another. You got to drink a nice warm cup of coffee before you get out there and tend to the beef. So we're going to do both, and that is with Mr. Cowpuncher Coffee himself. Jimbo Williams is here.
Thank you, Pepper. We're glad to be here.
So what have you been up to?
Well, we've just been doing a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Tell everybody I've been busier than a one-eyed cat watching two mouse holes. So.
It gets that way sometimes.
Yes,
that way sometimes. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about I don't know if you want to dive off into some beef first or some coffee first. And
Coffee sounds good.
Coffee?
We know that real well.
Man, coffee's good. You can't. I don't know anybody out there that is not ranching, rodeoing, working for a living that's not drinking coffee.
Pretty much, yes, sir. Yeah, it's we quite surprised at how well this is taken off and how busy we've gotten, and it's been very surprising that, you know, once people find a good source of good coffee, they stay pretty true to it. So we're staying real busy with it.
Okay, that happens. I mean, you'll look around to find that good coffee. But once you find the one that you really like, I mean, it's because think about it, I drink coffee every day from about 4 o'clock in the morning. I probably drink. I know I probably shouldn't, but I'll drink coffee from 4 o'clock in the morning to about 2 or 3 in the afternoon.
Yes, sir.
And I'll drink coffee all day.
Right. Yeah, that's us too. It's especially when it's cold outside. It's it's on all day.
It's fixing to get that way.
Yes, sir.
It's fixing to get that way. So let's talk about this. You're a third-generation rancher from New Mexico.
Yes, sir. Yeah, my grandmother moved to New Mexico back in the early 30s. She was actually a professional rodeoer, rode on the PRCA, and they bought a little place there in Camado, is where we're from, and that was kind of their getaway off-season, and then she met my grandfather, who was running the ranch next to her, and they started building a ranch, and they actually had PRCA rodeos.
And that's her right there?
Yep, that is her. That's actually a self-portrait, one that she did of herself. That's her trick riding. That was on her horse, Sonny Boy. That's kind of her trick, or her claim to fame. It's one that is pretty hard to repeat, they say.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, and I guess she did some Cowgirl Hall of Fame?
Yes, sir. Yeah, she was inducted into the National Cowgirl Hall of Fame in 1986, and we've actually been able to kind of build a relationship with them over that, and they've actually started a new program at the Cowgirl Hall of Fame where they're bringing up some of the older inductees that from the past and kind of bringing the limelight back to them again, and we've got to be a part of that. And actually, we got to, starting 1st of January, will be the official coffee for the Cowgirl Hall of Fame and their new edition and cafe, and so we're pretty proud of that.
That worked out. You gotta show. People wonder, how we got to where we are. You gotta go back in time and kind of show where we came from. How we got to that point. So
yes, sir.
So that's pretty good. That's a pretty good deal. And I guess you got it's a big time family business. You even got kids involved.
Yeah, we joke we're a 4-generation family business, not a 4th generation, but a 4 generations. So our granddaughter works. She's actually got 1% ownership in the business, And then her mother is one of our outside sales reps. And then, of course, my wife and I, Tricia, and then Tricia's parents help us. They're the kind of the warehouse manager and packing, and so we got 4 generations working the process any given day.
Okay, and you're shipping out right now, so you ship everything.
Yeah, that's
everything
Olivia. That's we call her the KIC. She's got a business card that says Olivia Wilcher.
Yeah.
KIC, which stands for Kid in Charge.
There you go. She looks busy.
She is 100% taking ownership of that, and I can hand her a stack of packing slips, and she will pull the orders, and I can pack them behind her and know that they're 100% true and right on spot.
All right, that's good. Got to keep building. Get him off that phone, off that iPad.
And she enjoys it. You know, that's what's fun. She's got a passion for it, and so we like building on that, and knowing that hopefully we'll have another generation that'll want to continue what we're doing now.
Is she involved in the cattle stuff too?
She is. Her and her sister both. Her sister actually owns a couple of heifers that we gave her the opportunity to buy them, and so she has to keep records on what it costs to feed them and what it costs to raise them, and a little bit of money for interest on the money that we loaned her, and so it gives them a good understanding of the hamburger comes from a cow and not from McDonald's. Yeah,
and how it works, and the care it takes to get it from one to the other, and there's a lot of time involved. People don't see.
Yeah, the stuff behind the door, so to speak. That's the important part.
Yeah. Speaking of that, so you run cattle too. So what kind of cattle are you running?
Right now we're just running mostly. I guess they're F1 Angus and Brahma. Mm-hmm. We started out with some real nice tiger stripes, F1 tiger stripes, and with the market doing what it was doing at the time, we thought, boy, it's not going to get any better than this, so we sold them. And of course, it's gotten better since then. But
I did the same thing. It was going up, and I was like, man, it's going up. It's going to break at some point. And we loaded up, and it's still going. I'm like, man, if I'd have waited, I'd have got $3 more a pound if I just waited a little bit.
Right. And those F1 tiger stripes, we like a cow that puts her nose in her back pocket because she's looking for something to eat. Yeah. Not because she's trying to put us on a fence.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll get those too.
Yes, sir.
You will get those.
Quite a few of those.
Yeah. Yeah. You run across some of those. So I guess family, like you say, 3rd generation rancher family, rodeo family.
We didn't rodeo. My dad didn't rodeo, and I think my grandmother had tried to, and with my uncle and my dad, and it just wasn't something that they were interested in. My grandfather was a pretty staunch rancher and kept the boys busy at home. Mm-hmm. Back then there was no going to town, or there wasn't money to do stuff like that hardly. So it now we've supported it and been a part of it, but definitely
more on the ranching side.
Yes, more on the ranching side.
More on the ranching side. Okay. Yeah, I can get that. There's a lot to do with that. But you got some feed stores.
Yes, sir. We have a feed store in West Central New Mexico, and that's kind of how this whole thing got started. We designed a product that we wanted to be able to promote the Western way of life, and we thought, what better way to start a coffee company, put it in our store. It'd be something that nobody else had, so hopefully when they come to buy a bag of coffee, that they would buy a bag of feed and do their shopping there as well. And then in New Mexico, our little store does more fishing and hunting licenses than any one big box store does anywhere in the state. So we had a lot of people buying it and then trying to figure out how to get it. So we started that in August of 23, started the website in April of 24, and then we started getting lots of wholesalers asking, can we carry your product and retail it? So we started that in June of 24, and it's just snowballed in a really good way since then.
Keeping you busy. So you getting in a lot of different stores across?
Yeah, we're in roughly 150 stores now across the United States. We're doing some private labels for some pretty prominent ranches, the 4.6s and R.A. Browns out of West Texas, and so we're definitely staying busy and getting some recognition out of it. So.
Okay. In the name, Cowpunchers Coffee.
Yes, sir.
How long did it take you to come up with that?
Well, it took a little while. We wanted to call it a cowboy coffee, but there was somebody already out there with a pretty aggressive trademark attorney. So
Yeah.
so we thought, there's a kind of another fun term that refers to people that work cows, and that's the cowpuncher. And so that's just kind of how it started, and it seems to resonate well with the people that are doing it for a living, and it resonates well with the people that have always wanted to do it for a living.
Yeah.
Our joke is most kids don't grow up playing, banker and stockbroker. They grow up playing cowboys and Indians.
Yeah.
And so there's a little part of wanting to be a cowboy, I think, in just about every one of us.
Yeah, I think just about all of us that's what we want to do. Plus, with all these new shows popping up, it's really
Yes, sir.
It's really set it on fire. So you got
Yes, sir.
everybody and their grandma wants to be cowboy.
That's right. It is definitely. It's put Boot Barn on Rodeo Drive. So
Yeah, man, it's keeping a lot of folks busy. So let's talk about some flavors. What kind of flavors you got?
Well, we've got quite an assortment. We've got 15 different blends. We've got just some good natural flavors we've got a dark roast that we call the Cowpuncher, and it's a smooth American espresso with some other beans. We have a Costa Rican blend that's a medium roast. And then we have one that we call Bullwagon Brew that's, the terminology is, it'll float a spoon. So it's turn that off. But it's a really dark.
Okay, there we go. So it's a dark roast.
Dark roast. Yeah, you can see it there on the top right hand corner. And these are what we call our sample packs. So people can call in and order the Bullwagon Brew is the dark, the Cowpuncher is the Bull Dark, the Rising Sun, which was the name of the ranch that my grandparents had when they got married, and my grandfather changed it after World War II because he was afraid the Rising Sun of the Japanese, and then if he called his ranch the Rising Sun, nobody'd buy his calves. So
Yeah, so he swapped.
So he swapped it, and so we brought it back to life since we started this, and then that's what we brand our cows with here in Texas.
Okay, how long's that brand been used recently?
Well, for us, we were lucky. It went out of production and sat stagnant. Nobody ever picked it back up, so we were able to pick it back up, and we've had it now for about 4 years.
Okay, so Scott, you picked it up. You got the history to go along with it. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And yeah, it's nice to. It was really cool. We were cleaning out my grandmother's old barn one day and found an old sign that she had made to hang up at the ranch. It was a sign that she painted back in the late 30s, early 40s, and it was still intact, and you could still read the lettering, and so that's what we have hanging in our living room today to kind of remind us of where it all got started.
Yeah. All right. So if the people are looking for your coffee, they want to go buy some coffee, they've been here to talk about it, they want to check it out, where's the best place to send them to?
Well, best place is just to go online. It's cowpunchercoffee.com, and you can check us out on Facebook. My wife Tricia, she's got a list of all the different dealers too that you can check to see if anybody's.
So if you want to try it local,
yes, sir,
you can go pick it up at a local shop or just have it mailed to you.
Just order it online, yes, sir.
All right. What kind of deals you got going with the mailer? You got any special deals or any kind of deals that you do?
Yeah, we do. First-time users get 10% off and free shipping, and
okay.
And then of course we have a subscription process where you can get it automatically every 1, 2, 3 months, and you get a discount for that too. So
okay. And is everything grounds?
No, sir. We do grounds. We do the beans. And we do the K-Cups, so we're, one-stop shop for all kinds. And I'd like to point out, there's no bean that you can get in the United States other than Kona coffee in Hawaii, and it's very expensive.
Yeah.
So all our beans are outsourced, of course, from different parts of the world, from Colombia to Tanzania to Brazil, but everything is done here in Texas. So it's a true Texas hand roasted, hand packaged.
Okay.
It's roasted in a 1915 cast iron roaster, so kind of gives that same concept of cooking in cast iron. That, you know, it can taste similar to doing it in something else that's non-cast iron, but that extra flavoring just helps it to set it apart.
Yeah, that cast iron do it. All right. Well, you got anything else to throw out before we get out of here?
Well, no, just appreciate it, and we love doing our coffee, and we love promoting the Western way of life, and be glad to visit with anybody and share our story with them at any time.
Yeah, that's what it takes. You got Cowboy Coffee, or Cowboy Coffee, Cowpuncher Coffee from it. You live the lifestyle, so you understand it. So you
yes,
know
sir.
it.
Yeah,
And so when you say we're Cowpuncher Coffee, you're punching cows and you're drinking coffee.
You know, the old saying, you know, they'll say is a guy is all hat, no cattle. But we have hats and we have cows too. So
and coffee.
And coffee, that's right.
You got hat, cattle, and coffee, so that's good. Good. All right. Well, I tell you what, Jimbo, man, I appreciate you visiting with us and
you bet. And
telling the folks.
And as a thank you, we brought you a little goodie bag there that's got some coffee and some hot chocolate and all kinds of stuff that we can.
We'll check that out. We'll dive into that. You got a bag. They want to see how big the bags are. Look at that.
Yeah, that's a 1 pound bag.
Look at that. Look how big that bag is. Look at that.
Yep,
There's a massive bag.
That's actually our last set of calves that we had in New Mexico.
Yeah.
Good friend of ours that was helping us. His name's Chaz Pilley, and I like to say I'm a man with cows, and that's a true cowboy right there.
All right. So you loaded it down. We're gonna be coffeeed out pretty soon.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, I appreciate that. Well, we get out of here. Let's check out. We got Whiskey Kate's gonna throw a tune at us, and then we'll come back and talk about some more stuff.
I see the storm brewing in your eyes, a quiet chaos most don't recognize. Oh, the moment that gets you high. I wanna be a chaos, yeah, wanna be a high soul. Love me broken and love me whole. Love me any damn way, don't let me go. Don't need a hero
What is going on, guys? Man, check out that coffee. That is going to be some good stuff. I'll probably make some coffee tonight. I can drink coffee all day, so it's good. It's good for me. We will test it out. But be sure to check them out, man. Go check out Cowpunchers Coffee. Look them up on the website. They said he's got deals for you if you're a new customer. You know, they got some free shipping options, some discount options. Man, check it out and go try it out. That's going to be some good stuff. But let's see what else is good, man. Okay, they have these fat bear stories. You know, they have these fat bear competitions because, like, a lot of bears will hibernate, you know, when the wintertime, so they go get fat. And there was a joke there, but I think I'll pass on that one. I was just thinking about bears down the road from here. So, man. So they had these bears, they put them on live cameras, and they show them when they're eating and they're getting fat, and they try to figure out who's the fattest. So, of course, leave it up to Texas to say, hey, you know what? Let's try something different. And so across the state of Texas, Texas Parks and Wildlife introduced their inaugural, I'm not going to tell you yet, their inaugural event with fat animals. And, man, the competition went on for a while. You had the Final Four from Lake Mineral Well State Park. You had one from Cleburne State Park, and you had a fan favorite from Dinosaur Valley State Park. But the one that won is this. I don't know. Check this out. See what you think about this.
Okay, so we all heard of Fat Bear Week. You know, it's just so fun to track all the fat bears hanging out. Well, get ready for Fat Squirrel Week.
Yeah, I'm all in.
My dogs would go nuts for this. Freedom loves squirrels.
So does Ham. Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. One day she's going to get a squirrel, and I'm not going to know what to do.
Oh, no.
Okay, but now let's talk about this. This past week in Texas, it's known as Fat Squirrel Week, and the goal is to find the fattest squirrel.
Oh, my gosh, I love this.
They use a system similar to that of Fat Bear Week with a bracket and people voting, and it came down to the final two. And here's their names. Chunkosaurus Rex versus Chunk Norris.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you guess
They're
the
both
winner?
so chubby. I like
Drum
it.
roll. And the winner was Chunkosaurus Rex.
Oh,
his name is cooler, right?
What a competition. Was it a vote situation, I'm assuming, similar to Fat Bear Week, right?
I'm guessing so.
They do the same thing, though. All these animals, right? They're getting ready for winter. They're getting prepared to have a slower eating season.
You gotta have some extra layers.
Yeah,
it's
totally.
cold around here.
That's what it should be for all of us, right?
Yeah, totally.
We all gotta just get a little bit of extra.
I love that energy because sometimes that extra cushion in the winter, it's nice.
It actually makes a difference. It's like having an extra jacket on.
The squirrels are on to something.
Totally. It's no different than the dogs getting all their new fur.
Totally.
Oh, man. Did he say cushion for the pushing? He can't say that on TV. So we went to Jefferson this weekend, down to Jefferson, to check out some stuff going on down there. And while I was there, the beaver is back, and it's straight. My beaver's straight. Had a little cockeye to it, and went down to Jefferson, Texas this weekend to the Lazy Draft. Check them out. If you ever go to Jefferson, Texas, go to the Lazy Draft. Those are some good folks over there at that Western store, and they fixed my hat right up for me. While I was there, I picked up some new pants and a shirt. That's a pretty neat. They're carrying Drover now, so I picked up a pair of Drover pants and a new Drover shirt. So while I was there. And they got a lot of stuff going on. If you go in there and buy hats, they've got all kinds of hats in there. And a lot of them will come open crown, and they will shape it to your specifications. So they will make a hat to fit your head. So in case your cranial cortex is out of line, they'll fix it. Beef. Man, everybody's upset about beef. I just want to say, quit worrying about stuff. Just keep doing what you're doing. The beef will work itself out. It always does. And everybody's freaking out about the beef coming from Argentina. Like, why are they doing this? Why are we importing beef? We've been importing beef forever. We've always imported beef. So I went to do a deep dive and do some research, like most of you people on the internet should do. Then you wouldn't seem so crazy on all those TikTok videos I see from the political arenas. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. So what I did is I went and looked. And I found an old story from the year 2020, where they're talking about this. And I mean, we've been importing beef forever. I mean, yeah, we do that for hamburger meat. You know, you get your all the hamburger meat. So in 2025, currently the U.S. imported approximately 4.6 billion pounds of beef and veal, which reflects a significant increase in imports in 2024, where they imported 1.6 million tons of beef, primarily from Australia, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, and New Zealand. And I think we're adding, in the recent talk, talking about Argentina beef, but it's all the same thing. It's not like you're getting your steaks and stuff from there. Your steaks and all that stuff, your good meat will still be here. And they're just going to bring in some hamburger meat, all them fast food restaurants, all that stuff that like to make burgers. So get your steaks. And if you're one of those that's all freaked out about where your meat's coming from, then shop local. Support your local rancher and buy local beef. Have it processed locally, and then you ain't got to worry about it. You don't have to have it fit anymore. You can just stock your freezer and cook a steak. But what we're going to do right now, we're going to talk about something else. I'm curious about this. I want to see how this works. I want to know what's going on with it. So we're going to find out about some coaching from Katie Hollingsworth from KRAVE. Coaching and consulting. So what is going on?
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. So yeah, I have been a professional mental performance coach for almost 8 years, and the consulting lingers from a marketing agency that I owned for 17. So it's kind of the two are married up a little bit.
Okay, and let's go back. So in your background, were you competitive? Were you a competitive athlete? How did that work?
Yeah, so I've rodeoed my entire life. My husband and I actually met at Colorado State University. We both rodeoed there, rodeoed professionally. He is the head rodeo coach at Oklahoma State. My daughter is a college rodeo athlete. So rodeo is very much a big part of our lives. In a former life, when I had the marketing agency, I did all the corporate sponsorship for the WPRA, the IPRA, marketing for Platinum Coach, Signature Quarters, Cactus Saddlery, Cactus Ropes. So very much an industry steeped kind of individual for sure. Right.
So you know a little bit about rodeo.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about this. You're a certified mental performance coach. How does that work?
Yeah. So, well, training is, when we talk about training and being certified, it's very much like getting your master's. It was a year-long program, 380 hours worth of training. And so I made a decision almost 8 years ago to make a transition out of our marketing agency. We employed about 5 people depending on time of year. And that kind of agency was kind of a dying breed because either people were using Canva and WordPress to do their own marketing, or they were transitioning to larger agencies. And so we were in need of change. And so I went into a coach training program thinking I wanted to be a business coach, which I am. I do a fair bit of business and executive coaching, but the more I learned about the process, the more I really identified how applicable it was to athletic mental performance. And so I chose to apply that to the Western industry, so not just rodeo, but all Western athletes, because I felt like we're definitely an underserved sport. So many mainstream sports get access to mental performance coaches, sports psychologists, those kind of things. And so that's where I chose to apply my business. So I would say over the last 7+ years and about 8,000 professional hours coached, the business is about a 60-40 split, 60% athletes, 40% owner-operator entrepreneurs and their teams. So I really kind of get to apply both. And I would say there's some congruencies between people who own their own business and people who are competitive athletes. So I really get to I love working with high performers. I love helping people figure out their personal success formula, regardless of whether it's in the arena or in business or just in life. So that's kind of the very abbreviated version of where that came from.
Okay. All right. And when you're, as far as the coaching and stuff goes, are there a lot of things that you see similar within the industry that are needed there?
For sure. I end up working with, honestly, athletes at all levels. Junior high, 13, 15 is about as young as I'll go, but I have a number of professional athletes. And I would say confidence. I mean, there's a lot of aspects of variations of what confidence looks like. Self-belief, self-trust really are big ones. And then we can start getting a little bit more nuanced into, having performance anxiety, kind of what I'll refer to as the physiology of nervous. So sometimes people will feel, as an example, a really hard hit of adrenaline, and that causes their body to go into a fight or flight response. And so that's where we get, rapid heart rate, shallow breathing, sweating, stomach aches, feeling sick to your stomach, can't swallow, can't remember runs or rides. So that's a really common, helping athletes manage that piece of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say some of it depends on where they're at in their career. So as an example, I was meeting with one of my clients, ended up top 30 in the bulldogging this year. 2 years ago, he was really, really struggling, not getting things done competitively. He knows that I tell this story, so I'm actually not, so it's not like I'm catching someone off guard, but he had a breakup, had a very serious girlfriend. He had a breakup, and that was really challenging for him to navigate. There was a lot of financial things that were challenging for him to navigate. And so he and I actually came together. I'm a provider with the Western Sports Foundation, and that's how he and I came together. And so to watch the genesis of that specific athlete to develop not only self-confidence, self-trust, then start really trusting himself in the process of competition, and not making practice just about how do I beat myself up or what did I do wrong, but in fact, going through that process, looking at it as ways what am I doing well and how do I do it more often? How do I build this idea of self-trust and self-efficacy? And now to see him have this really strong sense of knowing that the NFR is completely within his grasp in 2026. Pretty cool to watch somebody go through that process in a pretty short amount of time.
Okay. All right. And so I guess you see a lot of that, from even for me, a lot of times I get in my own way. I get in my own head, and I get in my own way half the time. And so is that something you see a lot of? Is that, a lot of the guys, they're overthinking. My thing is I overthink it. I'm overthinking it too much, and I'm like, if I don't do this right, then what's going to happen, or what are they going to put on the internet, or what's going to happen? So that's what gets in my head all the time.
Yeah, and I would say variations of that. People worrying about what other people think, worrying about how they'll be judged, worrying about how they're going to be perceived. It's interesting. I also met with a client earlier today that was talking about visualization, really, really powerful tool. Again, whether you're in business or sport. But she was saying, I feel like I just get in my own head when I start doing that. And so some of that is actually establishing how we want to use these tools, where they're effective. But for sure, I would say in every aspect of life, getting in our own way, for myself included, can be one of those things where it's like, hey, I have this really great idea, but I can't pull the trigger on it. Or I'm worried, or I'm so focused on, we'll talk about this analysis paralysis that starts happening. I'm so focused on getting all the details that I actually end up doing nothing. So I would say that that's very, very common as well.
Okay. I don't feel so bad then, because I'm at the point now where I'm looking. I was going to do it last year. I didn't do it. But I'm looking at switching the industry. So I'm thinking of going, I've done rodeo stuff forever and some ranch horse stuff, but I'm looking to go more into the ranch horse stuff. But I'm like, man, if I do that, I know nothing. I'm going to be going from the top, going to the bottom, starting over fresh. And I overthink it too much. I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. And I need to kick myself in the butt and just go for it. But it's one of those things, like you say, I think about it too much and I just keep putting it off.
Well, quite honestly, that's the purpose that I serve for a lot of people. So when people look at coaching, sometimes they'll say, well, how is this different from therapy? Well, from a therapeutic aspect, when we look at, as an example, mental performance coaching related to sports psychology, there are similarities for sure. Are they the same? No. I mean, we're talking about cognitive behavioral therapy in some regards. But when it comes to, as an example, life coaching, business coaching, that's exactly what I help people with, because I'm a non-biased person in their life that asks them a lot of questions that helps them get out of their own way. Because a lot of times friends and family, they're there to to support you. They're there to care for you. They're there sometimes to agree with you. And so it's like, yeah, be safe, be cautious, let that inner critic kind of run wild. Or you might be, have friends and family in your life that they've never pursued their own dreams. So who are you to think that that's something that you can do? And so that's really the function of a well-trained coach. Allows you to make your own plan. I don't need to be an expert in broadcasting as an example. It's really about helping you discover what's in your way, addressing specific blocks. So limiting beliefs, assumptions, again, kind of that inner critic, those things that might be, getting in your own way, helping kind of bring those to the light, helping you address them, and then create your plan for success. I'm not creating anyone's plan for success. Like, that is not my role. I had a client the other day refer to me as a Sherpa, and I love that. I was like, yep, I'm helping guide you to the goal at the top of the mountain. I am not letting you fall off the edge, but I don't need to be an expert in what it is that you do, which thankfully on the corporate side of life, I work with a lot of engineers, a lot of manufacturers. And so thankfully I don't need to be the smartest person in the room with them.
Right. Okay. So with your coaching, and are you seeing a lot more in the college level or the professional level that you're seeing your services coming into play a lot more?
I can't say at the moment, I can't say that I would see a big distinction. Honestly, if I'm to be very honest, at this time in the fall, I'm probably seeing the most high school athletes. Just timing of year, they're starting to get into their season, or maybe they came out of the high school national finals and they're saying, how do I stay at the top of their game? I didn't qualify, I want to qualify. So if I'm honest, if kind of looking at the roster currently, I would say probably the strongest group of numbers is going to be high school students right now. But then I would say come first of the year, it's going to be a pretty strong influx of professional athletes, preparing for winter rodeos, preparing for, what their goals are. A lot of them are kind of in the midst of their circuit finals and those kind of things. And so I may not hear from as many at this point of year. And then again, like preparation for the NFR and those kind of things. But if I were to say, because typically the cap on my roster that I put is 40 individual clients a month. And of that 40, I would say the biggest group is probably high school athletes right now.
Okay. And when you visit with your clients, are they in-person visits? Are they Zoom visits? Are they like a meeting setting, or how do you do that?
That's a great question. So I actually meet very rarely in person. I'm Stillwater, Oklahoma based, but that is one blessing that came out of COVID is it didn't require me to rent an office anymore, and I meet with everyone via Zoom or phone. So sessions typically exist between 30 minutes to an hour, and we really focus on the topics most important to that athlete. I do have curriculum-driven groups, like I'll do a 6-week series, competitive mindset mastery series, where we work through a very specific curriculum over the course of those evenings. That I've noticed are kind of hot topics around mindset and competition and things that have gotten in athletes' ways and how they be successful. That's very curriculum driven. But one-on-one sessions is very much, and a phrase that I will often tell new clients, be prepared, because I will ask you, how do we want to spend our time today? What's important for us today? What's our goal today? I want it to be focused on things that are important to them versus me saying, here's what I think you need to learn today.
Right. Okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. And so you say you only do about 40 a month.
Yep.
Are you booked out far in advance, or how does that go? Like if somebody's looking and going, hey, you know what, I might need to check this out. How would they go about that, and how far out are you for new clients?
Yeah, so depending on when this broadcasts, at the moment I'm booking now into December, and so. As far as groups go, I've got groups that'll start in January for women, February for men. Those are open and enrolling now. You just go to my website. It's KRAVE with a K, KRAVE coaching.com. Go to group coaching, and all that's available there. So those are wide open. Individual coaching is a little bit further out. And I'm going to be very honest. I want to meet with somebody before I take a commitment from them. I want to make sure it's going to be a really good fit for both of us. Right. If I've got somebody as an example and they're like, I'm looking for the magic pill, I want you to tell me what to do, I don't want to really do the work, I'm probably not a good fit for you. I want to make sure it's somebody who's very highly committed. I love working with high achievers. It doesn't necessarily mean they don't hit hard points in their competitive career.
Right.
But that kind of mentality, like a good commitment to what it's going to take. I don't want to just collect really good tools and not use any of them. I also don't, I'm really cautious when I get a call or a message from a parent that's like, hey, can you fix my kid? It's like, okay, no, your kid's probably not broken.
Yeah.
And I want to meet with them and make sure that it's going to be a good fit. So that is a little bit of my criteria. I'm more than happy to offer a complimentary kind of discovery session. I want to tell you about me. I want to talk with you. I want to make sure it's a good fit for both of us. Because I'm going to be honest, like when I'm working with 5 to 7 people a day, I want to make sure that I'm working with people I'm really excited about. And I'm incredibly blessed. I don't have a single client that I look at my calendar and I'm like, oh man, I got them today. And
Yeah.
I can't say that I haven't had that in the past, right? Like,
Right.
when I first started and I was like, man, I'll work with anybody. But now at this point in my career, I get to be a little more discerning that
Right.
I get to work with people I'm excited about.
Right. You want to make sure that it's somebody that it's going to help, and then they're not just going through the motions.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And that's one thing. I mentioned briefly the Western Sports Foundation. Are you familiar with the nonprofit?
Yes.
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 So I've been a provider with them for 2 years, and that's been such an incredible blessing to be able to, if there's people out there that, as an example, they're really wanting those kind of services, whether it's mental performance, neurology, financial planning, fitness training, marketing training, because we really want to lean toward how do we help professional athletes have the tools that other professionals have.
Right.
So whether we do that through individual services or through a clinic type of setting. And so that's been an incredible blessing. So that is another way that people can access my services at low or no cost, depending on if they meet our criteria. And I do have to kind of cap the number of folks that I can see per month there, but what an incredible foundation. So if your listeners are not familiar, go check out WSF.org. Because we're trying to make big impacts on the Western industry for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you get back to it. I'm sure you are busy. So you want to throw that website out there one more time? Let the folks know where they can find you.
Yes. So my website is KRAVE, KRAVE coaching.com. Western Sports is WSF.org, and I hope you check us both out. It has been such a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me this evening, and hopefully we'll get a chance to connect again in the future.
All right. We'll do that. I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
So check her out. Check it out. Certified mental performance coach. She's going to help you she'll help you if you want to help. The way I took that is if you want to help yourself, she can help you get in the right mindset is the way I took that, which is very interesting because I don't know, like I was telling her, I get in my own way all the time. My brain. My problem is I'm left-handed. So left-handed people are right brain. So I have a high performance brain that runs 100 miles an hour. I probably should have told her that. And so it runs nonstop, and I've got scatterbrain. We talked about the beef, didn't we? Yeah, we did that. Let's talk about this. There's a bull missing. Let's pop this bull up right quick. Texas Southwestern Cattlery Association Special Ranger Nathan Hale at a District 24 in South Texas. They reported a black bull missing from a property off of Boers Lane in Sheridan. The bull's about 1,500 pounds, got a JR brand on his right rib, yellow ear tag, and he's got tattoos in each ear. He was last seen around the 1st of October. If you think you see that bull, call Operation Cow Tip. Crime watch there. Operation Cow Thief Tip Line right there. Ring-a-ding-ding-em. Tell him you think you see that bull. He's got tattoos in his ears. Boy, you got to really catch him and put him in a chute before you go check them tattoos in that ear. But if he's got tattoos in his ear, then he's probably registered because that's part of it. Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo. Don't forget, tickets are on sale for that now. The tickets are out there. They've been promoting their Bulls Night Out, which is coming up. If you need tickets for that, always, no matter what it is, go to SeatGeek first and see if they have tickets. And if they have tickets, create an account with SeatGeek, because if you're a first-time SeatGeek user, no matter how many first times you're a first-time user, you get $20 off if you use the code PepperStewart. So save some money on some tickets. That'll buy you one drink at the event. PBR, man, I don't know what it is. I don't have my PBR news. I don't know what happened with PBR. We did the Squirrel. We did cattle markets. We did beef imports. We need to do this. The PRCA. PRCA has got a new YouTube series out, and it's their first episode is called Dark Horse, and it's a little trailer for this this new YouTube series PRCA is doing. So check out this trailer and then see if you want to check them out on the YouTube.
Yeah, this has been 10 years. This has been 15 years. This has been since the first time my brother got on a bareback horse, and I decided this is what I want to do. You know, this has been literally priority number one. World champion bareback rider has been the only thing. You know.
Have we overlooked Dean Thompson? He's splitting second the average after a rough first NFR, and then he aces his 10th round horse, and he hasn't stopped since. And what a good way for him just to pick up right where he left off.
I think it was a lot of people, if they went to bed early before round 9 and woke up in round 11, I think they'd be pretty shocked that I was the bareback riding world champ. I'm ready to win, no matter what.
He's ready to win. So episode 1 is called Dark Horse. Check that sucker out on the YouTubes from the PRCA. All right, so Carolina Cowboys prevail in overtime, then down Missouri Thunder in a championship game to win their first PBR Teams League title. So Matthew's not here, the PBR coverage guy. I'm covering his PBR coverage for him. So a year removed from being the bridesmaid at T-Mobile Arena, Carolina Cowboys earned their first title in franchise history, going on a 4-for-4 game run in the course of the team's championship, defeating the Missouri Thunder in the final game. Carolina fell short in 2024 to the Austin Gamblers in the title game, so they got it done. And in the process of getting it done, I want you to check out this highlight of who was that? Oh man, I just lost his name. That's you. That's your fault, Matt. You're not here to read this stuff. Yes, Clay Guyton on Hoobastank. Let's see what he can do.
Well, a lot like the guy he once idolized, Clay Guyton makes it look just as easy as JB did in his heyday. That is another score. We didn't hear the audible designator, but Guyton knew at about 10 seconds. So yeah, I can reach down and get my rope.
You can tell it. There's that confidence, that swagger that Clay Guyton. I mean, he just took his rap, slid up there, said, "Give him to me. Let me show you how it's done."
Clay, you talked about it. You've dreamed of being in this building, being in this city. Looks like you're right at home.
I've been living for this my whole life. This is what I've been waiting for. When I was walking up that hallway today, I almost got a little emotional. It means a lot to me to be here, and I've been wanting to carry a world champion buckle out of here since I was little. So we're gonna get that done today.
One step closer to maybe making that dream become a reality. Good luck.
Thank you.
Worth 87.5 on the other side.
There you go. Getting it done. That's what he's talking about. He wanted that buckle. He's getting that buckle. That's what's happening. I don't know what else to tell you guys other than not a lot else going on. Out here flying solo because old Matt's got jet lag doing his movie stuff for that movie they shot. Mares of Kingstown is out. The new season just dropped, so check that out. It's out there. Landman Season 2 will be coming up soon and up in November. Linus is filming right now in Fort Worth. They're working on that. I think the Madison, I think I saw where they're still doing some filming stuff for the Madison, so I'm waiting for that to come out, and I'll tell you why when it comes out, because I can't tell you now. So I'm waiting on that to come out, and man, there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff filming here in North Texas right now, a lot of shows, a lot of commercials, a lot of shows, a lot of stuff going on, so we'll see what else we can do with that. But, man, go to thepepperstewart.com, check out the new website. I think it's still in construction mode, but there's a lot of stuff to go check out on there. So take a look at that, look around, see what's happening. Buy a T-shirt while you're there. or a cap or something. Just buy something. Anyway, I'm going to get out here and go sit in some traffic. So catch y'all on the next one.